Welcome to the Book Club. Every week on plzsoccer.com we'll discuss some of the latest sporting books, their merits, and give them marks out of 10. And we'll also look at some old classics that it's well worth tracking down to have a read for maybe the first time or go back over again. I'm in the company of the former literary editor of The Herald, Hugh McDonald, and I'm delighted that we're going to get the chance every week to discuss one special book. So I'm Peter Martin. Hugh McDonald is with me, and book number one is The Making of the Greatest Team in the World, Barca. This is written by Graham Hunter, and I'm going to open it up, Hugh, with the first chat on our first book and basically say, I loved it so much, I read it twice.
Well, the greatest compliment you can pay that book, Peter, is the way it looks. It looks read, and it looks well read. And that's the classic thing. That's what we're going to be discussing in this programme. We're not going to get into literary theory. We're going to go into what is a great book for your mate, for your dad, your uncle, for you yourself, if you're going on holiday. And that is a superb read for so many reasons. But the first reason to me is, as a journalist, was the access all areas he got to the principles of the Barcelona story. I mean, I love the way where he's talking to Xavi, Iniesta, Piqué. Really, you feel as if you're in the dressing room, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one other thing about it, I think what makes it a wee bit special is everybody's getting to know Graham more and more because of his Sky Sports appearances. But over the years, I'm lucky enough to have played the odd game of five-a-sides with him, had a natter, really got on well with him. But he's one of those journalists that's been in a unique situation. You mentioned access, but he's decided as an English and a Spanish-speaking journalist to go over there, embrace the culture, and also live off his own reputation. And I think that's the key to it.
Yep.
I always say to journalists, anybody in the world, it's fine being able to write beautiful stories, but it's even better if you've got the contacts that give you a factual element to it, and this has it in spades.
Yeah, one of the great things, even from a professional point of view, is just appreciating it as a piece of reportage, like how he knows people, how he gets to know, and that's hard work. I mean, you and I know that takes hard work and it takes passion. But also the other side of it as well is it just reads so vividly. I mean, the characters come out of it. You're literally on the dressing room door at times. You're in the tunnel with them. You can almost hear the balls bouncing in La Masia training ground because of the way he's talking about the individual characters, and you get a real sense of the personalities there. I mean, you get the sense that Xavi is just a really good guy, like Piqué is really funny and kind of charismatic. You get a real feel for the whole team. A smashing book.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the key issue here, listen, whether you are someone who reads books regularly, we can always be hypercritical if you're in the industry. But as you mentioned there about sometimes being able to get below the surface of individual players, we're talking about a team in a golden generation, and he mentions, things like Iniesta and the trouble he had settling in as a youngster. Suddenly you've got an insight. Right, then you've got two or three people's take on that. We can take it to Guardiola, the mindset from a player somehow translating his ethos into, let's be honest about it, a team who've embraced Johan Cruyff from the 70s all the way through the decades.
Another thing that comes out very clearly is how big a gamble Guardiola was as a manager. I mean, we look at that back now, we'll laugh at it. Was it 17 trophies or something they won with Barcelona? And we can laugh. How was he a gamble? But this was a guy coming to one of the biggest clubs in the world from a B job. It was a big leap. It's a big leap. And he's really good on Guardiola and Guardiola's personality and Guardiola's ethos, and following on from that kind of Cruyff template. I just think it's a great personal story about football because you get to know the personalities in it, and there's nothing better for us as football fans. We're staring at the flat screen telly or looking at the results on the phone, but when you put that book down, I think, I certainly have, and I think you agree, I had a sense that I knew something about these players and their personalities.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a well-written book. We've already highlighted the access. I think the great part of it all that really sweeps you along, Hugh, is the fact that you know the backstory. You've watched it on the television. You've witnessed the games. I mean, he gives you the, the insight into, for example, coming up against Fergie, the battle between Guardiola and Mourinho and Real Madrid and Barcelona. All those things, you've witnessed them. You've heard little news snippets, but he takes you inside that and tries to give you, an insight into why it existed and how the Barcelona people thought about it.
Aye, because there's a huge danger in books like this that you start writing things that people know. And it's very dangerous because you have to write some things that people know because you have to give the book a context.
Yeah.
But you can sometimes get mired down in the detail. Graham's not like that. Graham's as a super journalist, he's got the eye for the story. He's got the eye for telling you what you might not know. And that's what makes the book so kind of vibrant. It's really it is like a thriller, it's daft to say it's like a thriller. It's like the Day of the Jackal in a way. The Day of the Jackal, at the end, de Gaulle's not going to get shot because that's history. But you still read the Day of the Jackal thinking, well, and this book is, you can actually be reading stuff in this book and you put it down, you go, but I know the result. I know the result but his personality, his passion, and the stories of the people involved in it are so riveting that I think one of the great stories is the World Cup final with Iniesta's mum and dad. Iniesta's dad sitting in his house, can't he go down to the pub and watch it because he's so nervous. And that story is just worth the book alone. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we've got to give these books every week a mark out of 10 to give you an insight into whether it's worth buying it or not. You would probably have been certainly aware of the hype that's followed it from time to time, whether you have read it before or you agree with our scoring. That's what this is all about in the book club. Hugh, you probably, because you've read thousands and thousands of books and you've got that experience, for me, it takes something special for me to want to go and read it twice. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, maybe being slightly biased on Graham, but I just think it's a great book. It's well worthy of 9. Even if you're one of those guys who read 2 books a year, this has got to be one of them. Well, I was going to give it an 8, and after talking about it for the last 5 minutes, I've suddenly remembered. No, that's a 9. Is that 9? That's a 9 for me now. I was going to give it an 8, and just, that's a great thing about discussing books with somebody else who's read them. You get caught up in the passion of it, and for me, yeah, I've changed my mind. It's a 9. Well, listen, I can't believe it. I've managed to change a literary editor's attitude to this. I know Graham Hunter will be happy. If you get a chance, buy The Making of the Greatest Team in the World, Barca by Graham Hunter. And we're also going to give you the chance to win this very book. So you might get lucky and you don't even need to buy it. All you need to do is click on the link. But look out for the book club. Every week we will look at maybe one that's just been released or a classic that you really should try and get a hold of. Thanks to Hugh McDonald, and from myself, Peter Martin, thanks for watching.